listeners will be interested to hear this. When the parliamentary candidates for the Conservative Party were put forward back in 2019 for the general election, the Brexit Party, of which I was a member then, did an analysis of all the complexion of the Tory prospective candidates, and 130 odd of the 350 odd who were returned to Parliament voted Remain. So actually, it's not just the civil service that is against Brexit. You've got a very strong Remain contingent within government.
Yeah.
And it is part of the problem with getting Brexit done, which, as you might know, Colin, I don't think Boris Johnson has achieved yet.
I just wonder whether, if that's all true, and I've no reason to think it isn't, whether that anti-Brexit mindset is demonstrative of something else. And I'm thinking in particular of reports, I've no idea whether they're true, feel like they might be, of what's been happening in the Home Office recently, where you've got a Home Secretary who's trying to drag, kicking and screaming, a Department of State, one of the biggest, into dealing with a problem as intractable as illegal migration to the UK, Rwanda, etc. And you're getting senior mandarins quoted as saying, we're not going along with it. Now, that strikes me as much more corrosive in our trust in our constitutional settlement.
And again, I completely agree. I have real feeling for Priti Patel trying to get this illegal migration problem resolved. Her best idea to date, which was pretty much her original idea, was to turn boats back as they tried to enter British waters. But that was defeated by the civil service and by human rights lawyers. And by the way, we've signed into the European Convention of Human Rights by treaty under the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. So we're committed to it. Our ability to deviate and to do as we wish as a country, as far as the protection of our borders from these migrants seeking to come across the North Sea is concerned, is limited as a result of that trade agreement. But I have huge feeling for Priti Patel. No doubt she is trying her best, but she is up against a government that isn't wholly in favour of Brexit. She's up against a civil service that is against it. And there's almost a kind of self-loathing in British society. There's a sort of guilt thing going on, which makes, I think, Priti Patel's job much, much more difficult, because there's a desire, there's this kind of belief that we're responsible for the creation of all these migrants being abused in their home countries, and that we should welcome them with open arms and so on. And people are not putting the United Kingdom first, and that includes, as I say, not just the civil service, but members of government.
Ben Habib, as ever, good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed.